Africa free. They must give us back our homes. They must give us back our land. They must give us back our jobs. We need houses. We need asnas dande ekrisana mbalente. They are occupying Eastern Desert. Bayastuka basicela into bayesigcina imikhukhu kodwa we are citizens of South Africa. Bona banestande, banento yonke, yet they don't have IDs. Yet they don't have papers. Bapi namhlanje. They should have been around because bati bana bayindawo banama papers. We got good English. We can speak English like any other person. Ose parliament. I got a good English. I'm an educated person, but in the Mbanteng Sistilule Stratway. Look at me because I don't have a job. I'm retired at the age of 52. Uramapasa must give me a retirement payment, which is and it I'm retired.
To the people of South Africa, we stand in solidarity with you in the Western world. We are all watching the events unfold across the globe. There are planned mass protests every single Thursday for the foreseeable future, in the hope that this shocks their government into realising the illegal immigrant crisis. The people of South Africa have been protesting for months about the illegal immigration crisis, and now a formal civil movement has started to happen across the country. There have been reports of Nigerians illegally issuing passports to try and stay in South Africa. And the people of South Africa are standing up for themselves. The people of South Africa gave the government a deadline of the 30th of June to allow every illegal immigrant to go. And now the movement have taken it upon themselves to force the government's hand. Let me know where you're watching this content from around the world. And as always, check out the Vlog Owen Community YouTube channel and my Vlog Owen official account as well. The world again is watching. See you in the next one.
So Nigeria wants South Africa to pay for assets abandoned by Nigerians who fled over anti-immigration protests. Yeah. Pretty sticky situation. The Nigerian government says it plans to seek compensation from South Africa for assets left behind by Nigerians who have been repatriated. According to Nigeria's acting high commissioner, they're now documenting everything that people had to leave behind, from shops to homes to vehicles. Some say they left with almost nothing, leaving everything back in South Africa just to get out safely. This obviously comes after weeks of growing anti-migrant tensions, with a lot of protests demanding that undocumented foreigners leave the country. So far, more than 600 Nigerians have been repatriated, and thousands of other migrants from across Africa have fled too. Right now, this could turn into a diplomatic fight. Because if Nigeria formally demands compensation, it raises a big question. Who's responsible when people abandon everything out of fear? And that is where things could get messy.
Hundreds of Ugandans and Kenyans are returning home from South Africa as anti-immigrant protest and xenophobic violence continues. Uganda has brought home 273 citizens in the first phase of its evacuation, while Kenya has now evacuated more than 150 people. Ugandan officials say many of those returning home had expired or no travel documents and had to be issued emergency papers before they could fly home. This raises a bigger question. Why do so many Africans end up living in other African countries without proper documents? Is it unemployment, conflict, poverty, slow immigration systems, or something else? And how should governments deal with undocumented migration while protecting both their own citizens and foreign nationals from violence? What do you think? Share your views below.
If you thought South Africa's June 30th deadline for undocumented migrants was the end of the story, think again. The protests are not over. In fact, one of the leaders of the anti-migrant movement has now announced that they plan to continue protesting every Thursday for the next 6 months until the South African government introduces tougher immigration laws and removes undocumented migrants from the country. This whole situation breaks my heart. Hi my lovelies, it's still your favorite girl, Lovemba TV. On June 30th, right, thousands of protesters marched across major cities demanding that undocumented foreigners leave. Police, private security, and even the military were deployed in some areas to keep the peace. While authorities say most of the protests were peaceful, there were still reports of violence, lootings, shootings, and people being arrested. Because of fears that the situation could escalate, Nigeria has already evacuated 600 citizens, including 269 Nigerians who were flown back home just before the protests. Other countries like Ghana, Zimbabwe, Malawi, and Mozambique have also started bringing some of their citizens home. And I can't help but wonder, why does it always seem like Nigerians are at the center of these conversations? Every time stories like this come up, Nigerians seem to be the ones making headlines. You would hear people on social media say, oh, it's because Nigerians are taking South African jobs, they're opening successful businesses, or even marrying South Africans. Like, bro, but whatever those claims are saying, whether it's true or not, does that justify ordinary people living in fear of being attacked simply because of where they come from? I don't think so. South Africans are not being fair. Now, generally, let's be fair, right? Every country has the right to enforce the immigration laws if someone is living in the country illegally. That is an issue for the government and law enforcement to handle. But here's where I think this becomes really sad. Reports suggest that it's not just undocumented migrants who are feeling the pressure. Some people who have legal documents are also being harassed simply because they are foreigners. And that's where I start asking myself serious questions. Are we beginning to blame fellow Africans for problems that are much bigger than immigration? South Africa is dealing with high unemployment, rising living costs, and economic challenges. Those are the real problems. But are ordinary migrants really the reason for all of this? Many Africans leave their home countries hoping for a better life, and they get all this treatment. I am actually not happy. Guys, let's talk about it in the comment section. What do you guys think? It's still your favorite girl, Love and Bad TV.
This Ethiopian man living in South Africa has sparked conversations on social media. He is literally trending. He is the man of the moment. Now, for context, as you can see, this is a man holding a weapon, and apparently he is an Ethiopian living in South Africa. Aside the weapon, we see dogs in a Hilux vehicle, and so many South Africans who came across this picture are saying, this is dangerous for the society. Who is he and who gave him the permission to display, a weapon like that on social media? They want him repatriated back to Ethiopia. They want him back home. And there is another side of social media saying that he deserves to have the weapon because things are literally going south in South Africa right now, and he needs to protect himself. He needs to protect his shop from whosoever. So this is literally going on social media. People don't even know if this is a real person or if it's a fake person or if it's AI and stuff like that. But South Africans are saying, if and only if he is a real person, then he needs to be sent back home. Because there is so much crime in South Africa, and South Africans claim that a good number of these crimes are committed by illegal foreigners, right? Now, no one is calling him an illegal foreigner, but he is a danger to the society, allegedly. This is literally going viral on social media, guys. Yo, what are
Why is the South African government not taking the responsibility for allowing criminal elements to make South Africa their headquarters? Is the South African government not the one to take responsibility for this? Why do you want to leave South African government out of the situation that they created? South Africans are responding to something. I told you earlier on, in 1976. So do you think our people died in the youth died in 1976 because they wanted the apartheid government to kill them? In 1960, 21st of March, when our people were saying we've had enough of dome passes, and they got shot and murdered and massacred, must we take the responsibility for that? Must Robert Subuga take the responsibility for it? Must Tsietsi Mashinene take responsibility for those deaths? Because that's exactly what you are saying. It's a South African government that must be held accountable for allowing criminal elements to position.
They are taking our job. They are taking our job. Do you know, as of today, unemployment rate has expanded in South Africa by 43.7%. It was on 31% last year. As of today, after they updated it, it's in 43.7%. You guys are dumb. So you guys literally went out to unemploy your brothers that were working. You are all now sitting at home twerking. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? You no go ever see foolish person